Eureka Sequoia Park Zoo. So we're on W Street here in Eureka. And one of the new ideas here is to overhaul the non-native landscapes around the zoo and create a more native landscape that's can attract more birds and butterflies and sustain our native bees and be a more educational thing that's more in line with the zoo's original goals, which is like wildlife conservation and education. So it only makes sense for them to convert into native plants now that they realize that native plants are the best way to sustain our local wildlife and our endangered species. And plus, Humboldt County is just so biodiverse in native species, and many of them are endangered, so we have a really nice assortment of plants that we can pick from to redo the landscape and create a beautiful wildlife-friendly environment. So today, we're planting a 500-foot hedgerow with around 20 different species of native plants. And we're replacing this old hedgerow that was a Escallonia hedge that was a little too hard and too expensive for the zoo to continue to maintain. And so we decided to replace it with the native hedge and make it more of an educational hedge, and also a more wildlife friendly hedge and environmentally friendly too, because native plants are much more drought tolerant and require a lot less maintenance than our non-native plant hedges. Yeah, and we're trying to rotate with, we have evergreen and deciduous, so trying to do like evergreen deciduous, so that something's happening all times of the year. And even the ones that lose their leaves still add beautiful character to the hedgerow, and the more diverse species you have, the more likely you are to have flowers and berries and things at different times of the year, so there's always something interesting going on no matter what part of the hedgerow you're at. I'm Monty Cade, and I run Lost Foods Native Plant Nursery here in Eureka, California. And we're also a nonprofit organization, and we work to restore native plant diversity and abundance and try and educate the public on the importance of using native plants in urban landscapes, and also for food and medicine and wildlife habitat. Yeah, so we just finished up the native hedgerow out front of Sequoia Park Zoo. 500 feet of native plants, probably about 20 or 25 different species. So make sure when you're walking down W Street you check out the different biodiversity and see some pretty flowers and possibly some edible berries if you know what you're looking for. And and there'll be much more native plant restoration projects going on at the zoo, so keep an eye out for new plantings and new landscaping, and I hope everybody enjoys what they see, and hopefully we'll see more birds and butterflies and bees as we progress through replacing the native plants. And if you are interested in native plants, we run the native plant nursery called the Lost Foods Nursery at Redwood Acres, and it's we're open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from noon to 6 or noon to sunset during the winter. It's on the very northeast corner of Redwood Acres, so you go into the last gate number 3, into the fairgrounds and head to the left and you'll run into the garden area. And you can take a look at our native plant sanctuary there, maybe get some ideas of plants you might want in your yard. So I hope this has been enjoyable for everybody, and hopefully everything succeeds out here and it keeps growing and looking better and better every year. So thanks a lot.